Hello, welcome back, Trev here. Today we are doing some repairs on a vintage Les Paul Epiphone guitar. So first of all, there were two machine heads missing, and the person before had sort of made quite big holes trying to sort of repair it themselves, I think. So my first job was to buy some new machine heads and glue the hole first of all to sort of try and make it sort of sturdy, because it was kind of quite loose as well. So I put some Gorilla Glue, as I've been using sort of on quite a lot of my repairs. I really like this glue, so I was hoping that that might be enough to hold it. So I put it all back together, and yeah, little tiny screwdriver for the tiny screws. They were not cheap, these vintage machine heads. But yeah, put it back together. Unfortunately, they didn't hold, so I did it again, and this time what I decided to do was use some cocktail sticks and sort of make the hole sort of filled, because it wasn't really, the screw wasn't providing any tension into the neck. So we kind of like cut some little bits of cocktail stick. I'm a bit messy with the glue, but it's fine, and put them into the holes. Very fiddly job there, and just wait for that to dry, give it a little clean, and then screw the machine heads on, which proved to do the trick. So that was really, really good. Okay, the other parts that were missing on the guitar were what's called a tailpiece and pneumatic guitar bridge. Basically, it's a bridge, but you've got kind of two parts to this. So I had to look it up, and I actually had another Epiphone that I just sort of got to compare. So I've not really done any repairs on a guitar like this before. Kind of self-explanatory to a certain extent where things go, but I just wanted to make sure I was doing it correctly. And also you had different adjustments for like the height of the different parts. So I kind of copied the other Les Paul Epiphone just to sort of see that they were kind of more or less the same. I also used a bit of a combination of the old parts and new parts, because I didn't want to go into kind of ripping out the bits that were already in the guitar. Seemed to be okay. So you can see me just sort of putting the new bits of bridge in, and the tailpiece. Tailpiece wasn't too problematic at all. So you've got quite a lot of adjusting things. Now I'll get some strings out. Okay, give it a little clean with fast fret, and I just wind one string up, and then look at intonation. So you've got kind of a little screw on the bridge to sort of adjust, and if you press the harmonic, it should be the same pitch as the E string, so it just shows it's kind of fine tuning, a bit like on a violin. You get this kind of intonation tuning, but it was all pretty much okay. So I just put the rest of the strings on. Winding the strings on an electric guitar is a lot easier than an acoustic guitar. I have to say it was a lot quicker, but you can see looking pretty good there. Yeah, you can see the little kind of part on the bridge where the string goes on. Still a little bit fiddly, but you know, a lot less fiddly. Getting it all in view of the camera was actually more fiddly than the actual process of of restringing it, but obviously I wanted to document it. So finish putting the strings on and then plug it in. I did try the electrics before I started the whole process, just to make sure it did actually work, and yeah, it's a little bit crackly. as you'd expect probably with an old guitar. You might want to clean the electrics at some point as well, but it does work and it seems to be fine. There is actually a missing sort of plastic bobble for the kind of pickup selector, and one of the strap holders is missing, but they can be replaced. But they do the job, so you didn't ask for that to be replaced, so it's fine. You can see me sort of trying out all of the different bits, and it all seems to work, which is great. So like normal, when you put new strings on, you want to just play it a bit, tune it, play it a bit, tune it. I had a little bit of an issue with, again, the intonation and the top E string sort of buzzing a little bit. There's a little bit of kind of metal, which I didn't really understand why it's there. It is on the other Epiphone, so I did sort of leave it on in the end, but it was sort of like a little tiny rattle. You can't really hear it when it's plugged in, so I've kind of left it on, but maybe they might want to take that bit of metal off. And normally you would leave it sort of a day or two just to sort of retune it, and then cut the excess string off the top. But because I wanted to finish it today, I did sort of play it a bit and then leave it for a few hours, which I think is probably enough. So make sure you do play it, because it's the tension, just the string getting used to its tension before you cut that excess string off. But I did, you know, give it a little play for 15 minutes or so, and then sort of leave it for a couple of hours, and I think that was probably enough. So gave it a final little play, and it's all fixed, looking good to be collected. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Do click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.